Hey guys, this is Nathan and welcome back to Forever Stranded. Hope you guys are doing good today. I am doing great. So in the last episode we did a whole bunch of quests. I was going to try to get all the stuff gathered up to do the rest of the animal quests here today, getting the creating life. But you know what? We've got a long ways to go before we can get some of that, like the fish and all of that. And so instead, I think we're going to look at a little something that is kind of a problem for me anyway. And that is the fact that we have this cobblestone generator and it's making tons of cobblestone, but we can't exactly easily convert that into gravel, sand, and dust. So I want to resolve that today. So we did get these photovoltaic cells as a quest reward, and I want to put those to use. So these do not produce a lot of power. They only produce 10 RF tick, but that will be enough for us to be able to power a few things, and I want to do some stuff from actually additions. So there are a couple of things that I want to build, and what I really want to build more than anything is this crusher. And so the crusher will require some Restonia crystal and some basic coils, which also takes some Restonia crystal. Now, in order to make Restonia crystal, we need to put some redstone through an atomic reconstructor. So that is by far the most important thing that we can build right now. Now, this is actually pretty easy to make. We need a little bit of iron, we need a little bit of redstone, and we need this iron casing. Now, the iron casing is just some iron sticks and black quartz. Now, the black quartz, we are currently getting the crushed black quartz dust, and we get that by sieving. Well, it looks like we get dust in a flint mesh. So, yeah, dust in a flint mesh, and in an iron mesh. Oh, okay, yeah. So we also get it in an iron mesh. So flint and iron mesh with dust. So we have gotten a little bit of that. I say a little bit. We've got, over 3 stacks. But we're going to go ahead and get a little of this cooking because, well, yeah, I mean, it will be really nice to get a little of that done up. Let's go ahead and move a little of this around so that we have a bit more fuel over there. Now, one thing that I do want to show you guys, this is kind of interesting. And so this is another reason that I want to get into actually additions. And it has to do with the, not the precision dropper, I think it's the auto placer. I'm pretty sure it's the auto placer is able to place down blocks. Well, that means that we could automate the use of this saw. Well, the thing is, the saw is a vast improvement over crafting planks from logs. So if we look at this, this is the proceeds from 1 stack of logs. So yes, 1 log will give us 6 planks, 2 sawdust, and 1 oak bark. Now this bark, well, I guess it depends on what log we're putting in, but this bark, we can use 8 of them to cook an item. The sawdust, this is kind of an interesting one. So the sawdust we can combine with water to make paper, or we can take 9 of them and craft them together to make this compressed sawdust. Now the compressed sawdust can be smelted into charcoal. Bonus? Yeah, I would say so. So yeah, we can get tons and tons of stuff here now. Of course, we can also run these through the sawmill and get the sidings. And let's see, the sidings will cook 3/4 of an item, but the plank will cook how much? 1.5. So it's actually an exact 1-to-1 ratio. But yeah, I mean, we can definitely do some stuff with this, and I'm kind of looking forward to eventually getting some of that automated. Now, of course, you can see cave spider spawner there, and I believe there's another one. Yeah, the beam is over there. I'm not, oh, there it is. So also a cave spider spawner there. Those are not close enough together for us to be able to activate both at the same time. Let's go to underground cave layers. So we need to go down to, I think it's vertical chunk 1. So there is one of the spawners right there. So yeah, right there. And the other one is clear over here. So yeah, those are not close enough for us to activate both of them at the same time. However, of course, we can break those and do a few other things with them to actually get them in a useful location. But let's go ahead and take this sawdust, make that into a little bit of compressed sawdust, and we'll throw that into this furnace here. So that'll get us a little bit of charcoal. I know that we don't really need it, but, you know, never hurts. So let's go ahead and drop this back off in there, and we now have our black quartz. So let's grab a bit of iron and a bit of redstone, and let's go ahead and get some of this stuff set up. So we are going to need a crafting table. Let's go ahead and get our iron casing, and then the atomic reconstructor. Very nice. And you know what? We only have a couple of uses for that. Burning it is one. The other one is putting it in here to get some items in the crucible. So I don't think we're going to be messing with that. But let's go ahead and place this down. Now, of course, our photovoltaic cells will only work in the daytime. So let's go ahead and sleep. And you know what? That is actually something I've been wanting to do for a while. Let's go ahead and get over here. We will grab a little bit of wool. And let's grab a little bit more of that. I don't remember how much we need for this, but if we look up a sleeping bag. Oh, we don't have a sleeping bag anymore. Oh no! I could have sworn we had a sleeping bag in here. Oh no. Ah, that's sad. Well, that's fine. We'll just go ahead and get over here and use our bed. Now, the atomic reconstructor uses a decent amount of power, but it doesn't use a huge amount. So I'm not overly concerned about not having enough power off of those two at the moment. Of course, as time goes on, we will be able to up our power greatly. Now, as far as Actually Additions goes, I have done a lot of stuff with Actually Additions, most notably with the canola and making seed oil, or canola seed oil, and then converting that into power. Now, I want to try something different for power this season, and I don't know for sure yet what we're going to use. This is something, if you're, the canola, if you're interested in seeing anything about the canola, how to make it work, and all of the troubles that I had with it, go ahead and go back to the first season of Forever Stranded, and we had quite a few episodes dealing with making canola oil and debugging some of the problems that we had with it and all of that. But it is a very powerful fuel source, so keep that in mind. But anyway you look at it, we now have this guy. Are you... Excuse me? What? Okay. Does this... Okay, there it's powering. So apparently these will only output to their bottom. Yeah. Okay, let's go ahead and get a redstone torch here. We will click on this, and that will turn that to pulse. That way we're not shooting energy out if we don't need to. Then we are going to grab a stone button and put that on the atomic reconstructor. But we need to make some power conduits then, if that's the case. So let's just see here. I don't think Actually Additions has any power conduits. They do have a solar panel. How much power does this thing make? So it produces 8 RF a tick, and that is, wow, diamantine crystals, empowered Inori. Yeah, that is an advanced coils. Yeah. So I don't think we're going to be doing that. But let's just look here. I think we need flux ducts, right? Yes, leadstone flux ducts. So we need a little bit of lead, some redstone, and some glass. Alright, so a couple of bits of lead. We've got the redstone and a piece of glass. And let's go ahead and get this together. And we have enough redstone. What am I thinking? And there we go. Some leadstone flux ducts. That will give us the ability to place this other photovoltaic cell on here. And now that should power quite a bit faster. So, yeah, we can see our efficiency is 93. Oh, and these combine together into a large multi-block, much like the Ender IO capacitor banks do. That is really cool. I like that. I have never messed with these photovoltaic cells before, so this is actually kind of cool. So, yes, but we are getting some power in here. So now we need to make some Restonia. So we're just going to take and throw a bit of redstone in front of this. And there we go. So, yeah, that took a decent amount of power. I think we had about 25,000 RF in there before that. And we were down to about 10 after. So that, yeah, it takes a bit. So now let's look back at actually additions. And we need to make this guy, the crusher. So we should have everything. Oh, we're going to need a lot more Restonia crystal. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to put down 2 redstone blocks. Yeah, that makes sense. That would power the... Oh, yes! This thing turns sand into soul sand. I forgot about that. Okay, but anyway, Restonia crystal blocks can be converted back into the crystals. So let's go ahead and make up a few of the things that we need there. So we need not an advanced coil, we just need a regular coil. We need 2 of those. And then we need the casing. So there's the casing. Make 1 casing. And now we should be able to make, we are missing cobblestone and flint. Okay, well, where did we put the flint? Right here. So we need 2 bits of flint. And then we need a little bit of cobblestone, and that actually will be perfect because we'll be able to use some of that in our crusher here in just a moment. So let's go ahead and grab that, and there we go. An actually additions crusher. So let's go ahead and place this down here. Now this should, you know what, I know this thing's got some power in it, but we're going to go ahead and break this guy. And that should now be powering this. Yes. So we can throw this in there. And this is going to operate very slowly because we are not getting enough power. But it will start producing sand from cobblestone. Now that is one thing that I was not actually anticipating, was skipping gravel. So, I mean, this is good. It will get us to the sand. And let's just see. Whoops, that is not what I wanted to do. Let's see here. Now, if we run this back through the crusher, can we even do that? No, we can't. So, yeah, if we put that in there, it's not going to do anything. But we can get 6 bone meal from a bone from this and 3 sugar, but I am not going to look through that many pages of recipes. Oh my god, that is a lot of recipes. Oh, because it has every single chiseled version. Oh, good god. Well, at least we can make gravel, I guess. That's a bonus. So, yeah, we're actually going to have to look at something else for turning cobblestone into gravel. Well, let me do a little bit of thinking about that and see what we can do. And, yeah, obviously I need to get cooled down. So I think we're getting back into a warmer portion of the year because we haven't had issues with that for a while. And just a couple more seconds. But yeah, I'm going to look through the recipes, see what I can figure out as far as potential options for making gravel, and I will be back. So, unfortunately, looking at the recipes for various crushers and what they do to cobblestone, we are very limited on how we can get cobblestone into gravel. But one of them that I saw that was kind of interesting was this squeezer from Integrated Dynamics. And, you know, just for the fun of it, we are going to make this thing. Now, I don't think that this is really a good use of our resources, but yeah, just for the fun of it. So we are missing planks. Well, we've got tons of planks. So let's go ahead and grab this. Now this, as far as I know, is not an automatable item, and its behavior is very strange. So what we do, we grab our bit of cobblestone, we click this on it, and then we jump on it. And there we go. It gave us a bit of gravel. Then I don't remember how we reset this. I think maybe we have to give it a redstone signal. Yes. And so I did mess with this a little bit in my third season of Sky Factory. And you can get mobs to jump on this thing. But, I mean, in general, it's just kind of a novel way of doing things. Now, there are some other uses for this. You know, we can dry out sponges and we get a little bit of water. And that can be output into the drying basin next to it. We can squish snowballs and ice into water. This is an interesting one. So, blaze powder can be crushed into lava, which is okay. That's rather interesting. Most of the rest of this is going to be like forestry related things, and then of course stone into cobble, cobble into gravel, gravel into flint. Why we would want to do that, I don't know. But we can also turn sandstone into sand, glass into sand, stone bricks into cracked stone bricks. Yeah, there's some interesting ones in here. And it looks like we get 6 bone meal out of this guy as well. So, yeah, and then like here we can turn our ores into 1 dust. Why we would want to do that, I guess potentially for alloying. But yeah, I mean, there's really just not a lot that we want to do with this. The mineral log to make the mineral resin, and then putting that in a drying basin to get the block of crystallized mineral in order to be able to make a lot of our recipes for Integrated Dynamics is probably one of the few reasons. And that is kind of interesting. With a little bit of work, we could actually get an energy battery here. Now, what do these guys have for power generation? Looks like they have a generator, which is a furnace and an energy battery. Now, how much does that produce, I wonder? You know what? I am going to do a little bit of experimenting with this. We have gotten some of the mineral saplings, so I am going to go ahead and raise a few of these and squish them out. Like I said, we will need to put in the drying basin next to this thing. How do we make this guy? No, that's wrong. Okay, so that's not terribly bad. Some logs, some iron, and an ink sac. And we've got tons and tons of ink sacs. So we shouldn't have to worry about that. I'm going to cut down these oaks, get them out of the way. I'll harvest a bunch of those mineral saplings, get a bunch of the logs, squish that out, dry out the proceeds of it, and yeah, our wind chimes are running, so that's kind of interesting. And strangely enough, that doesn't seem to be affecting the crusher. Well, that's good to know, I guess. But yeah, I'm gonna get this all cleaned up, get some of that stuff done, and I'll be back. Alright, so we should have everything that we need to be able to make this energy battery. So let's go ahead and make that. We're only going to make one because, Yeah, I don't know how good they are. It does say there's 100,000 RF in it. So what we're going to do, we're going to hook this guy up here. Now, strangely enough, the atomic reconstructor does save its power when it's broken, so I'm not too concerned about breaking it. And we're just going to go ahead and shut this guy off. And so now this should be charging, I think. It is connected with the thermal foundation conduit. So let's just see if we put another conduit down here and then put our crusher down. Is this guy getting power? No. Okay. Well, I did see something that could be of a big help here. So let's go ahead and grab 3 bits of sugar cane, make some paper, and then we're going to grab a bit of leather and make ourselves a book. And then there is this on the dynamics of integration. You know what? We already have one of these. We got one when we started. Let's go ahead and throw that in there. Yeah, we've got it right here. Complete guide to the mod with tutorials. So, what I want to look at here is the power related stuff, and I have no idea what this particular mod does. So what I'm probably going to have to do is go through here and do some reading, see what I can figure out, and yeah, then I'll be back. So I have to say, integrated dynamics looks very strangely similar to a mod that we had in Crash Landing. I can't really think of the name. It was like RedNet or something like that. But basically, this is designed to control items. I got to a point in the book where we're going through operators, and it looks like most of this has to do with being able to tell, you know, what's in front of a block, what block is there, whether or not there's things that you can do with it. But yeah, I mean, it's interesting. Now, I did figure out the battery at least. So we need a redstone signal to the battery for it to output. It will accept power, and we can see this thing has actually got quite a bit of power in it right now. Now, I don't know if those will work as a multi-block. That is one thing that I have not tried. So let's just go ahead and make another one. I know it's another block of redstone, but let's just try this. We can see the graphic on the side of it has changed. And no, it doesn't look like it, at least not that way. Let's try stacking it on top. Sometimes that will work. I don't know. Of course, that would mean that we have to get an awful lot of power in there. And it's nighttime, so yeah. But I mean, we do have tons of power in here now. So we can throw this in there and this will keep that fully powered. It should. It is not now. Let's try removing this. Maybe that breaks it. It does. So if we put 2 of them together, it actually breaks the battery. That's good to know. But so we do have the ability to store up to 200,000 RF between these two. And I suppose what we could do, we could set this one over here. And then this one's going to immediately output all of its stuff into that one. But that's fine. We could get that to where we have all of our... Yeah, now this is starting to lose power. But all that we have to do is get a redstone signal on them. I'm assuming we could do something like putting a stick on that. A lever on that, and it will work. So let's go ahead and grab a couple of cobblestone and make some levers here. And so I would assume putting a lever on top of those. Let's go ahead and break that. Yeah, that went ahead and outputted everything. And so now actually all of our power is currently between this and the cable? Now that's interesting. I don't know for sure what's going on there, but when we turn this one off, it's got tons of power in it. So yeah, there's definitely some things that I need to figure out with that, but hey, we do have some power storage. So yeah, it's not great, but it works. Now I did set up just a tiny bit of automation here for making the mineral blocks, or these, the crystallized mineral. So we could actually make another one of those. Let's go ahead and make another one of these guys, another wooden hopper, and you know what, we're going to use that as temporary storage. Oh, we're going to need one of those. We need one of them. We need one of the chests. And I don't quite understand the missing texture on the chest, but whatever. So that will combine there, and then we should be able to put a hopper onto its side. And there we go. So now, if we throw some cobblestone in here, this should automatically... no? Ah, there we go. It wasn't fully reset. Oh, it's just transferring them through. And so when we hit the redstone, it stops. This actually could be an interesting little conundrum. Well, let me see if I can figure something out here, because obviously we need a redstone signal to reset the squeezer, and we need a redstone signal to be on to hold the item in place. Let me do some thinking. So these energy batteries do give us a little bit of power storage, but I'm not really liking them. We're going to have to try to figure something else out for energy storage, as well as power production, because this 20 RF, even though I thought it was going to be enough, it's not going to last very long. Now, I did kind of mess around a little bit with this guy to see if we could automate the production of cobblestone into gravel. If we wanted to, we could get actually into integrated dynamics and figure out what was going on there. I really don't feel like doing that at the moment. So I just took everything back down. I have set up the atomic reconstructor here, because that will be kind of important. Now, with these guys turned on, they will still store power, but they will also output it. So at least we've got power output and power storage. So it will give us something there, but it's not real good. So I do think that we're going to want to get into some much better stuff. Now, I do kind of feel like we could check this one last thing before we go. And how is that a 400 RF when this is a 100? There is literally no difference. And that says it's 1.6 million. Okay. Well, then let's go ahead and uncraft a few of these. Let's go ahead and make up a couple more of these. Nope, we are not in the crafting grid. So we will make 2 more of these. They do not stack. Oh, I hate you. I hate you non-stacking things. So we're going to break these guys up. And now it says to place them in a crafting grid to increase, and it stores its power. There's 2,000 in that one, 1,000 in that one. It gives us 3,000, and we have 200,000 RF of storage, 300,000. Now that is actually pretty nice. Okay, we may have to rethink that then. That is actually quite a bit better than I thought it was now. So now we have 400,000 RF worth of storage. So let's go ahead and make another one of these guys. And we are going to make ourselves this generator. And just see, now it does say that it produces energy from fuel. So we need a furnace. Oh, we have cobblestone on us. What am I doing? So we need to make that, and then we just combine these two, and it makes a generator. Now, I am very curious to know if maybe these will also work like that, but let's go ahead and throw in stick. No? It says burnable fuel. Produces energy from fuel items. Does it not like blocks of coal? Or does it need redstone? No. Okay. How does this thing work then? Ah, it has to be attached to a battery. Gotcha. So, I have no idea how much this is producing. I have no way of knowing. Well, that's wonderful. But, yeah, so we've got a little bit of extra power production. No clue how much we're making. But we've got extra power production. We have quite a bit of power storage. I'm kind of happy with that. So, I think with that, we are going to call it quits for today. I may do a little bit more digging into integrated dynamics on their power generators and such, and see if I can figure anything out on that. But for now, I think I'm going to call it good. So, I'm going to say thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the episode, be sure to give a thumbs up. If you are new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. If you have any thoughts about what I've been working on, anything that I could work on, if you know anything about integrated dynamics, I would be more than happy to hear your thoughts and tips on that as well. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.